Well, first of all, let me say thanks, Coach Bandstra, for allowing me the opportunity to come in here and share about some of the stuff we've done at Shiloh Christian over the past year or so. My name's Jacob Gill. If that didn't already come up, I'm the defense coordinator at Shiloh Christian School. We're located in Springdale, Arkansas. We are a 3A school by enrollment, but part of the Arkansas Activities Association rules. If you're a private school, you play up a classification. So we are a 3A school, plays 4A football. This year we were 14-1. We were state runner-up, lost the state championship game to a really, really good team out of Little Rock. Last year we were 12-2, state semifinalists, lost to the eventual state champions last year as well. So have had a real good run the last couple of years here. Over the last 29 games we've played, and I'm going to share today a little bit about how we double cover some guys. I'm sure some of you guys play against some teams who've got some really good guys on the edge, outside guys that demand a double team, or maybe you're not good enough with one single guy to cover. You don't have that one guy who's a lockdown guy. We're kind of in between. A lot of the teams that we play, we feel like we can win one-on-ones. But we played a couple teams, especially in the playoffs, that had guys that honestly we probably could not cover by ourselves most of the game. And so we try to figure out a couple ways to get brackets on guys while maintaining our structure. And so that's kind of what I'm going to share about today. Before I start, I'm going to throw up my contact information on the screen here. This is the easiest way to get a hold of me, is either by email or by Twitter. My wife would tell you definitely by Twitter first. If you want any of the stuff that I'm going to share today, I'll be more than happy to share it with you on Huddle. And we can go from there. I'll throw this back up. So what we did, we started out with this double cover scheme, this bracket scheme. We had it in throughout the year, didn't use it a ton. I'm going to throw a couple of the kind of just huddle slides up here. We're a 4-2-5 team. And so for us, usually we're playing with a nickel safety to the field. And so if we called whatever our bracket call was base personnel, this is kind of how it looks. So I've got it drawn up a couple different ways, and then I'm going to actually show you what we did in round 2 of the playoffs when we first kind of really rolled out our bracket concept out of our 3 safety structure. But this is kind of a look at it from a 4-2-5 look. So you can see here, we've got the bracket. The screen receiver would be the guy we're bracketing. If we are inside with the safety, we're going to give an Iowa call. If the bracket were flipped and the down player were inside and the up player were outside, we'd call that Ohio. We're just letting the guy who's down know where the safety is. Iowa, he's inside. Ohio, he's outside. And then we are going to try to get every bracket we can. Obviously game plan week to week. If we felt like this slot guy was better, we could bracket him with the free safety and give the mic all of the running back. If we felt like the guy on the other edge was better, we could, again, double with the free safety. That would be an Ohio. But base rule is we're going to funnel the back here. If the back is fast to the passing strength, the free safety will take him, and the mic either becomes the add-in rusher or the quarterback spy. Or if the back were in the pistol, we had a 2-way funnel going, and the back worked to our passing weakness, the mic would take him and the safety would drop in the box. So trying to get a funnel on the back if we can. Here it is out of a 3-4 look. We will walk our weak defensive end out. We play that guy as kind of a hybrid. So we do run this concept out of every personnel group we have. Here I've got it drawn up where we're bracketing the slot player. We're bracketing the best receiver. The jack is walked out, and he's going to be in double coverage, and then we got a funnel on the back with Mike and the Will. If he's on the backside of trips, again, 4-2-5 look here. Again, Iowa bracket on the number 1 receiver. We set our front opposite of the trips in a 4-down look, and so we'd have the Will to the trips. Again, can easily walk the Will and double here. If we felt like we needed to double this slot receiver here with the nickel safety and the free safety, we could bracket that. That would be an Ohio bracket. And then we would walk the Will to replace the free safety on 3, which again gives the mic all of the running back. So again, a couple different ways to do it. based on your personnel and their personnel. Here it is out of a 3-down look again. We got a bracket here, zeroed out to the trips, and then a 3-way funnel. So the way we run our 3-way funnel is if the back is strong, Mike takes him, the Will has the quarterback, the Jack adds to the rush. If the back is weak, the Jack takes him, the Will spies the quarterback, the Mike adds to the rush. Kind of we call that a daylight blitz. We're going to work the guard to our side, and we're going to blitz the protection based on if we get slide to us or man to us, and we're going to tell them, scratch or itch where scratch where it itches. Excuse me. Get in where you fit in, that type of deal. And so there's just a couple different versions of how we do it. Here it is again, 4-2-5 again, out of a bracket where the receiver's in the trips. It's kind of the same look we talked about, where we would bracket here with the star and the free safety. This would be an Iowa call. Walk the Will out to take 3. And then the Mike and the weak safety can funnel the back, and the corner on the backside has him all by himself. And you can play those out however you want to. The biggest thing is identifying where's that guy going to be, who's going to be in the coverage, and how do you want to structure that around him. So for us, in week 12, we played a team that they had put up 50 points in the last 4 games leading into the playoffs. Had gotten really, really hot, and they had a kid on the outside that was really, really good. And they were not shy about trying to get him the football. And so we kind of went in and said, hey, we feel like we can play solid in the box, feel like we were good up front. Knew we were going to get a majority of 10 personnel with a little bit of 20. And so for us, we got into our 3 safety look. And so these are actually the slides that we used that week in our scouting report. This is how we decided when we were going to call it lock check. And we always knew that their receiver that we wanted to combo or bracket was going to be to our defensive right, their offensive left. He did not switch sides. And so we always knew the bracket was going to be on our right side of the coverage. We just didn't know based on receivers who was going to be in the bracket. So here's kind of how we kind of divided it up. And actually, I'm going to go into a different screen to show you. Let's see. So here's the first one that we showed them with the receiver on the backside of trips. We play outside man with the corner and a trail technique. One thing that we didn't do really well was force an inside release. We played the trail decent, and you'll see on the tape, he won outside a lot more than we would have liked him to. So that's obviously an adjustment, a coaching point we made. And so this is kind of how we were going to structure it. So we were going to sky the weak safety down. Based on the front, we're playing our version of tight front. Mint, we're going to play 4 eyes. We're going to shade the nose strong. We like that to allow the Mike to walk towards the trips here. So that put us in a kind of a 3-2, almost, it's a 3-1.5, basically, box. So we brought the Will inside, which means we wanted to still have a force defender outside of him. So we were going to sky the weak safety down post snap if nobody was there, and roll the dime safety over. So our brackets with the corner and the dime safety, roll the weak safety down. The Will linebackers can spy the quarterback, and then we're playing kind of your TCU special right here, where we're going to lock 1 man on deep. For us is what mod means. So we will zone this off if we do get some kind of smash concept, and then stars reading 3-2, the free safety's reading 3-2, and the Mike's going to post or slice number 3. What we're telling the Mike, the slice means is he's going to stay low and inside. So he's going to low wall everything and make sure every route from the trips runs over the top of him to the free safety. So that was the first one we put in. Then we put in if number 5 was the receiver number, if he was to the trips. So this is how we ran it to the trips. Again, same idea, going to lock it on the front side, outside, trail technique from the corner, 3-2 with the star, now 3-2 with the dime safety, still skying the weak safety down opposite. This should say Meg over here when I flip the cards. They didn't switch. We should have a Meg on both sides. So we're telling this corner now he has no help except he might get, in the slant window from the weak safety, but probably not going to get any help. But wanted to have a way to double him in the trips, wanted to have a way to double him on the backside of trips. The next way we did it, if it was doubles, we were going to play a 5 technique to the side of the back. So again, still a double cover concept here with cornerback and outside trail with free safety inside. So he's going to lock 5. This turned back into a cover 3, kind of a man-free concept. I shouldn't say that. Like Ripley's match concept for us. So we're telling the star and the weak safety and boomer, their technique is they're going to play outside leverage, and they've got their receiver, in this case, number 2, they've got him out or up. So for us, we border Oklahoma, out or up, OU. So we called it booming. So that's how we play our Ripley's seam technique with those guys. So we're telling him he's outside leverage. He's got inside help with the safety. So he's got 2 out or up. Telling the weak safety the same thing. He's going to sky late here, and he's going to play 2 out or up. The weak safety's working, the Will's working from 2 to 1. Mike's going to work off of 3, and now we've got a middle of the field safety if they decide to put their best guy in doubles. So that's another way we had it drawn up. A couple more right here, and then we'll get into the film. This is okay. So this is if he's away from the passing strength. So this would be if we had the passing strength to the left here. We still wanted to sky the weak safety down and play the same boomer look. So now the dime safety would be back into the combo. Free safety in the middle of the field. Star playing boomer. And then Mike and Will playing their same rules. So we had it drawn up in doubles to our passing strength, doubles away from our passing strength. Wanted to be able to do both there. And I think the last 2 are 20 personnel. We saw a little bit of this from them, a little bit of split gun stuff where we still wanted to sky the weak safety down, get another hat in the box. Outside leverage technique with the star, free safety in the middle of the field again. So you can see here we're getting an additional force player, which is going to let Mike and Will play a little heavier to the passing strength. Still got number 5 double covered. Still have a middle of the field safety. Playing outside leverage technique here with the star to protect anything in the seam. And then we had it to 20 personnel with the doubles to him. Again, we had 2 receivers to his side. We wanted the 5 technique over there. Weak safety down outside playing his technique. Corner and dime safety playing the bracket. Backside free safety in the middle of the field. Now the star has basically become the weak safety. He's got forward to first crosser. He obviously gets a back out of the backfield. He's going to take that. Everybody else playing their same rules. So for us, we thought, we've got these coverage concepts, whether it's a slice technique or a boomer technique, Meg and Mod from the corners that we've used throughout the year, whether we were in a 4-down look, a 3-down look. And can we blend these into a scenario where we're still able to double cover a guy and we don't have to change a whole bunch of the coverage structure. We're just going to check the coverage based on where this guy lines up. So we did some different stuff out of our dime. We did pressure out of it and run some fire zone type stuff, but we called this lock check. And we just checked the front and we checked the coverage based on where this kid was. And we felt like we had a plan in place where we had a good idea of where he was going to be. And we had a good idea of how we wanted to defend the stuff that we had seen from them in our scouting report stuff. So let me pull up some film here. So this is us in practice. This is Tuesday practice for us. I just drew it up on tape again. Here's number 5. So you see the corner here. This is to our passing strengths. This is the corner. This is the free safety. Probably a little wide for my liking. Would like to see him inside the hash. Weak safety, his leverage is wrong. He needs to be outside. And you see the end zone shot here in a minute. So we should have man on deep from the corner. Should have the weak safety playing his boomer technique, the star playing his boomer technique, double coverage on number 5 with the dime safety in the middle of the field. So you can see here the look we want. And again, I'm coaching this up. These are our practice notes. but a lot of that's the same thing. Really want the mic bumped over and the wheel widened out a little bit. We knew they were a heavy counter team, counter tray team, counter team. So you can see here, we kind of get gashed in this first rep. Like what the 4 eyes doing, like what the nose is doing. The nose is keeping the mic clean, but the mic is too wide. So if the mic was a little tighter, he's gonna be able to get over the top, and that would bump the wheel, and the wheel can come box this first puller. So we'd like to see the wheel fitting outside of this, boxing it, and as you can tell here, the mic is just too wide. He should be already working over the top of this and spilling it back in. So kind of that lever, spill, lever idea out of those guys. And so you see here, we kind of get gashed in practice. So this was actually our first rep of it. And so obviously watching this, not super confident, but knew it was more of an alignment issue than anything. So we get that coached up. This is our second rep of it. We're sitting around a little bit. Here's the 20 personnel look. So here now we're playing boomer outside of number 2, playing mod on number 1. We got the double coverage right here between the corner and the free safety. Stars playing forward to first crosser. As soon as this back scats, we're going to widen the star, and we're going to treat it just like doubles again. And so we already know that we've got our bracket between these 2 guys on number 1. And so we're going to tell the star he can widen with 2, and he's got 2 out or he's got 2 up. So this turns back into the doubles look for, and from the end zone shot, we get a scat. The star is going to widen with 2. Here's our double coverage, and our safety is going to work into the middle of the field. We also knew this was a common concept, and you'll see in the game tape we're going to get this. They liked the fade by 1, either a bubble or speed out by 2, and what we call a climb. Understand over the mic is climb route. So we were telling this backside linebacker, as he's working 2's out, 1's vertical, to check this, what we call it on offense, we call it the honey hole. We want to check this honey hole behind him. And you see actually in the game, we find it. We're just a little late. We ended up overrunning it, and they throw it in the hole against us. So coaching point for us, that kid kind of ran the wrong route, but we knew we were going to get that kind of concept in the game. You'll see him actually hit it on second down against us, the second rep. Show some practice tape here of us coaching it up. Here we are, double covered again. This is we're in a Liz call for us, so passing strings to the left. So this is the weak safety down, playing a boomer technique on 2. Our double coverage here is going to be the corner and the dime safety are double covered. The star is going to work outside of 2. He's going to play his boomer technique, corner and on deep. Safety's here again. We get it fixed up and we fit it a little bit better. This is a counter scheme. Again, it's not Q counter, just counter tray look. You see from the end zone shot, same things we just coached up. Star works back outside. He had a tendency to want to stem a little bit too much, but he gets back outside and becomes the force player. As you can see from the first clip, the backer away from the back is a little bit wider than he was earlier, which means the backer to the back is a little bit tighter, so we get that scrape over the top. There, Mike's trying to spill it back to the wheel here, but he wants to keep bouncing it. Great job by the star getting off. Also a good job by the corner playing his secondary force rule as well. So you can see we worked a little bit of everything. Practice, that was on Tuesday. We got 4 reps of it. Wednesday, we got 4 reps of it in team. We got 4 reps of it both days in scale. And then in our Thursday sprint through practice, we got reps, and then we had a couple walkthroughs. And so all in all, we got about 20 reps of it throughout the week and got better and felt better about it. As you can see here, we made a personnel change after Tuesday and put a different corner in to be the bracket guy. Felt like he was a little bit more physical and played the trail technique a little bit better. So we personneled this setting. As you can see here, though, we've got our free safety, dime safety, weak safety here. This is our three safety structure. So this is our first rep. We had gone down and scored. As you can see here, we're in the beginning of the second quarter, 77th play of the game. They had just gone and scored on their previous drive. And on that drive, number 5, so here's their best guy, he had actually caught a big third down conversion on a comeback and moved the sticks for them. They go down and score. So we said, okay, hey, let's jump in it and see what we got. And so I'm going to roll through a handful of plays right here and just kind of show you how it played out in the game, and then kind of talk about how we progressed it the rest. So here's our first snap. Our double coverage here is going to be the corner and the free safety. On number 5, we're playing our boomer technique, outer up with the star, boomer technique, outer up with the weak safety, man on deep by the corner, middle of the field safety by the. See there, we lose on the outside release. We're just a little too tight. Lose on the outside release, but get into our trail. I'd like to see the corner's eyes on the hip, and obviously we'd like to see him outside. But as you can tell right here by the quarterback, I mean, they're looking for this guy all the way. Again, they were not going to be bashful about getting it to him, and based on what we had seen from film, I wouldn't have been either, because he's really, really good. Kind of our first rep. Kid slips, had the coverage we wanted, didn't play great technique by the corner, so we feel like we got away with one there, but you can kind of see everybody else's coverage throughout the play. Star's going to play that outside and carry. Help, you can see the free safety here in the bottom of the screen. He's working to get over the top. He's playing fade all day. Dime safety's playing off the quarterback's intentions. He's eyeballing this guy all the way, so we're going to go ahead and open that way as well. So that's kind of how it played out on the first snap. Got fortunate there. There was an incomplete pass. Excuse me. Second down right here, 2nd and 10. Same look. Now the back is opposite of where the passing strength is. So we have our bracket here with the free safety in the corner. Star is, again, he's stemming around a little bit, but he's going to play his boomer technique outside of 2 is where we want him. Want the weak safety outside of 2 playing his technique. Free safety in the middle of the field. And this is where we told Mike and Will, you're going to see we get that climb concept here. The weak safety is going to play 2 and deliver him to, he thinks he's delivering him to the linebacker. You're going to see the back step up and check out here. And so we actually end up losing the slot guy. So again, same concept. We practiced on that second rep, fade out with the climb, backside climb. And we actually peak here with the Will. He's going to try to carry that. He looks over his shoulder. He actually ends up overrunning it. He's thrown behind him, kind of into the soft spot. So again, decent. The weak safety passes him off. I'd like to see him carry a little bit more, but I can understand why. He sees the back playing out, and he sees his buddy locate the crosser. So we want to drop that and exchange it. There. Again, got what we wanted on number 5 down here at the bottom. Not just a great collision, but we told number 26 he didn't really have to just beat that guy up. We just wanted him to kill the outside release and play through this outside hip and funnel him back inside to his buddy right here. So we got that. Quarterback went through his progression. Good throw by him. Threw it to where his guy could catch it in the soft spot. So they moved the sticks on us. So we keep playing here. Stay in it. We get it into the boundary away from the passing strength. So now our bracket's going to be the dime safety in the corner here. We got the weak safety playing his boomer technique outside of number 2. This guy, the star, again, he's bluffing, but he's playing outside of 2, and now the free safety becomes the middle of the field player. Should get motion. So this turns back into our trips rules. So if you remember from the trip slide, if number 5 was away from the trips, we were going to keep our bracket here. We're going to treat this guy like 2, this guy like 3. Excuse me, this becomes 2 back, not trips. Weak safety's already down, so he's skied. So he's playing forward to first crosser. We're going to tell the star to widen out, playing boomer off of number 2. Telling the Mike to play off of number 3. Telling the Will he's playing off the back to his side. We're telling the free safety he's free in the middle of the field. So you'll see here from the end zone shot, we're going to bump the backers here when we get the motion. So now the star's working to get back outside. Mike is working his run fit as the outside shoulder of this running back. The Will's going to work over the top. We tell this guy he's going to find the first exit ramp he can find. He's going to pop the first bubble that he sees. He can be really aggressive because we've got the weak safety folding back in here. He's the cutback player. Like we had a good fit here on the outside zone. Again, Mike is playing to the outside shoulder of the back who's leading it. The Will's looking to pop that first bubble. Would like to see him go over the top. He gets away with one here. He should be crossing the face of this guy, but we fall back in here and our nose wins on his block as well and keeps his gap. So his gap continues to move. So good job of getting the running back to cut his feet back, cut his run back, get him to stutter and chop his feet and cut it back into the pursuit. So good adjustment by our guys. Motion, hadn't really repped it a ton in practice, hadn't really seen it a bunch. So good fit by us. A win on first down, into a 2nd and 10. Again, same concept here. We're in our double coverage on number 5. So our bracket is the corner and the free. This is a passing strength to the weakness of our defense, or their trips is to our weak side. We're going to set the strength to the field here. So we are actually our passing strength. This is a rip right here. So this is now the weak safety, the Mike, and the dime reading 3-2. We're playing mod with the corner on 1, so he's going to zone it off. Forward to first crosser, spy the quarterback. We're probably going to get 1. This is when we felt like we had a really good idea of what was coming. We felt like we had a really good plan. They sprint out, try to throw them the out and the up. Corner, we told the corner all week, don't be afraid to get beat over the top. You've got help, stay underneath. So he ends up right where the back shoulder is thrown. And you can tell here, we kind of start to get it figured out just a little bit on the bracket side. We're covered up top. That's a good job by the weak safety. On the collision, I like to see him run a little more. You see Mike's trying to post 3 right here to the dime. Everybody's running away from him, so he's going to keep working that way. The Will's working off the quarterback. Star's going to play. He's going to be the flat defender playing forward to first crosser. For some reason, if this back were to leak out, we've got the star right there for him. So we're playing Gill to play off the quarterback. So again, felt like we had to kind of start to get a beat on it after a handful of plays. So that was 2nd down. And 3rd down, again, we're getting what we want. Good idea. Obviously, we had a high alert. They were going to try to target number 5 in the majority game, but especially on 3rd down. There's our bracket. These guys are playing 3-2, so we've kind of got this 3-2 read right here. Mike is posting 3. Weak safety is going to sky. Corner's got 1 man, so weak safety with the back to his side of it. He's going to take the flare. The Will's going to take the quarterback. The back were on the other side. We would tell the Will in the weak safety they could trade it. The Will could take the back strong, and the weak safety could take the quarterback, depending on what we saw. But again, really get a good idea of what we're trying to accomplish right here. Again, don't love the corner's technique. I wish he would be a little more patient and stay outside. and just let that guy go win inside. But we get enough of a squeeze here where we're running him and we're buying this guy time to win over the top. Obviously, 3rd and 10. We got an idea what we're going to see as far as route combination goes. We knew we were going to, one of their best plays was going to be 4 verts. But again, this is exactly what we wanted right here. Double cover, their best guy in a situation we knew they were trying to get him the football. Just good enough by the corner. Great job by the free safety right here working over the top. Get a 50 ball. Again, we knew the kid could run. I mean, our guy can run. He didn't play great technique, but this kid can run pretty well. We knew this kid could run pretty well. And this play right here is exactly why we wanted to and to have a way to double cover that guy, because we knew there were going to be times he was going to, if we just played him in zero, a chance to run by us. So we wanted to be able to account for him. So we get what we want. Again, to not don't want to kill or beat the dead horse over and over again and kill the storyline. But these guys have been averaging plus for over a month, and at this point, they'd only scored 7 in the game. So we knew we were playing a team that could really, you see there it's 28-7 or 20-7, something like that. But we knew these guys could really get after it and put up some big numbers. Be able to kind of take away their best guy and to see our plan that we put in for this week, mission here on a 3rd down, middle of the 2nd quarter, they had scored on their last drive. And you get that pick, that's what you like to see. And you can tell this is me right here. I get so excited, I almost punched the official. But it's a good feeling when you put a plan in on Saturday and Sunday and have an idea and you work it throughout the week and the kids go out and execute it and you get an interception out of it. It's pumped about that. And then, honestly, we stayed in this a bunch the rest of the game and almost kind of forced their hand to go away from him a little bit. And I'm just going to play a couple more clips here of us running it where they're going to other. Great job by our nickel safety. Boomer technique, again, would love to see him outside, but he was kind of a stem guy. We just told him, hey, if you get caught inside, you have to play that guy on the out. So we kind of get a little out and up. He's tempo on that route the way we asked him to. Big effort guy. Love seeing guys give their feet. 2nd down win for us right here around midfield. And boomer technique down here on the bottom with the weak safety. Got our bracket with the dime safety in the corner. Like corner up top, stay in zone. Stay on 1 right here and help the free safety in the middle of the field. He kind of comes off. But again, we got the middle of the field player there, so he's protected a little bit. Great effort there by the star. Get him into a 3rd and long. Stay it again. We get a little twist game up here. Trying to work and move up front. Again, this is that 3-2 coverage that we wanted to see. So we're man on 1 up top. Like the physicality there by the corner. Also like the fact he sees the quarterback off, and so he's trying to work underneath that route. You see the Mike's technique right here. He's posting 3. He's slicing 3. Making sure nobody crosses his face. He's going to deliver him free safety. The free safety is going to end up carrying that. So he's in a good spot. And then again, once again, our nickel safety, really excited to have him back this year. He's playing this outside leverage just like we want to. Runs the route for the guy. Leaves his feet again. Makes it's a great play on the football. So again, good by us all the way around. Really like the way this played out on 3rd and 7, and just a good execution. In 4th and 7, so here we are in dime. This is us not in our lock and free behind it. But again, as you can tell here, with the stem from the nickel safety, this guy's actually supposed to be blitzing. He was a sophomore, and he played like a sophomore at times. Structure looks very much the same. And so we liked the idea of being able to do multiple things while still presenting similar pictures snap. So here we bring one extra, should be bringing another one. But 4th and 7, here turnover on downs, we get the ball back to the offense. We'll take it. So a little later in the game, right here, they start running the football just a little bit more. This was always our question was, hey, if they really try to start running it, are we going to be able to hold up? And we felt like we were going to be able to. The quarterback slips up. You can see on the end zone shot here, a little bit rainy that game, so that's probably why he slips. But we do feel like even if he keeps this ball here, 1, 2, and the wheel working over the top, we still feel like we're fit up, run fit wise. Even if he doesn't slip. Second along, we get a screen. Again, number 5's down here to the left. Coverage, so we are in our double coverage here on number 5, our bracket concept. So we've got the bracket. He's in the sky. Now the bracket here from the dime safety and the corner bracket there, playing 3-2 with these guys to the field. Get bubble 2. Star's gonna widen with it. He goes and beats number 3 across his face. Loss again. It's probably one of the better games I played. But again, not what we wanted. We've eliminated, or not. I shouldn't say eliminated. We've highly discouraged them throwing it to their best guy. So now we're making them put the ball into the hands of kids who weren't as dangerous as their best guy, because we thought he was really, really good. And so we wanted to take him away as much as we. Cover concept again. Now this is passing strength, so we've got the corner and the free safety. In the stars, bluff. He should be outside of 2 playing his boomer technique. Here's your middle of the field safety. So again, they're looking for him all day. This is a much better, we feel like, a much better job by the corner of just, hey, squeeze him to the safety. Let him win inside. Play outside and underneath everything. That's kind of how we want the bracket to look right there. So we get kind of a shallow concept like post dig with the under from the other side. Great job here by the linebackers finding work. You can see the weak safety is communicating in. He's passing that off, looking for work. Probably want him to look other shoulder. Work this direction. He's telling those guys it's coming. Mike and Will communicate it. Mike comes off, and we get a chance right here. I think if the ball is thrown a little bit better, again, it was wet and all those things, we get a chance for a pick. But again, 3rd and long, incompletion. They end up punting. So again, proud of our guys for that series and going out and really just executing our plan. And I believe if the stats are what I remember them being, their best guy only had 1 catch, and it was before we started. Here's a little bit of number 10 playing with fire and getting burned a little bit here. He gets caught in his stem, and they throw the speed out. He tries to undercut the speed out. He gets beat. Run by this kid. We got out leveraged, so good job by them. Identifying and exploiting where we were a little undisciplined right there. But again, this is why we wanted to outside leverage technique right there with the nickel safety or the weak safety who were down to discourage that, because all of us help inside. So again, one of those deals where you put 2 guys on 1 guy, everybody else is in a somewhat of a man concept underneath, and so you're running the risk of if a guy dives and misses inside, that guy's going to run for a little bit. So not a good execution play by that kid. He had done well most of the night, but got beat right there. Run it again here. Again, we're in the still in the second. Coverage is still corner, free safety. Now we're playing 3-2 with the Mike, the star, and the dime. And split here with the back away. So we are going to still sky this guy down and allow the will to widen and play the quarterback. For whatever reason, the weak safety decides he's going to help carry number 1. Again, sophomore, play like a sophomore. But good physical job, rerouting by the corner. He played really well this game. So this is actually our best guy. So we wanted to best guy on their second guy and dedicate our second best guy, safety, their best guy. So our best corner by himself most of the night. And our second best guy. That's how we made that decision. Love. With the condensed split, him playing outside leverage, like the physical reroute here. Again, obviously they're sprinting out, trying to throw a one-man route. But again, challenging them to throw it to someone other than their best guy and then throw it into tighter windows and execute. Night that was a little bit rainy. Really thought our guys executed what we were asking. Second down. He's in the trips again. I'd like to see it again. The corner move his feet, play the outside leverage. Good job of flattening that guy's release out. Again, he's all over everything underneath and inside. It's a good job by the corner there. Good job by the star right here. He's carrying 2 vertical. The dime safety in the middle of the field. Takes 3 vertical. Free safety down here into the boundaries, working over the top 1. Got everybody, for the most part, good pursuit here. So get it down, get them in 3rd and long. Again, we stay in the coverage call. Not a whole big reason for us to get out of it. Here's your bracket. Same concept. Again, he's bluffing, but he should be playing 3-2, 3-2. He's got all of 3 vertical. We're going to sky the weak safety down, play the corner over the top. Here on 3rd and long. We get sprint action, kind of get a scissor type release right here. Tell the corner to stay on it. Star fights over the top of it. He's in great position right there. Not great by the Mike here. He's got to send 13 high and wide over the top. So we want this route ran over the Mike to the safety. You see here we get sliced. Not as detrimental because it is they're sprinting to it. It stayed in it most of the game until the second half. We ended up mercy rule on the guys well, and so we were able to we got out of it because the game was over. How much mean that is we ran this well enough to where we didn't have to run. We didn't feel like we needed to run anything else, and we were very effective with it. So we were very happy as being able to implement and execute it at a high level. So again, you see here we're playing our boomer technique to the field with the star. He's got the out or the up 2. So he's going to play that guy, let him win inside where his help is. A decent job by the corner up here. I'd like to see him not get as twisted around. He plays high. Good job of him, though, playing the comeback. We've got our bracket down here on the bottom between the corner and the dime. And boomer right here with the weak safety. So they sprint away from it, so we're just going to trail and carry him across the field. But again, as you can tell, as the series have progressed, there's less and less of an attempt to force the ball on it. It's him not touching the football. So this is the last one I'll show. This is, again, corner, dime safety in the bracket here. Weak safety is sky down, allows the Will to play fast, the Mike to cheat to the trips. Playing 3-2 underneath right here. Onto the trip side, get a little outside zone look. Again, great job by the star. Winning inside. I've told him, if you undercut that, you better go make the play. Ideally, he's going to force that outside. So we go in there, you better win it. And he at least gets the guy to cut it back. You can tell at the end of the play he's disappointed with himself that he missed the tackle. But again, great pursuit. He buys time for the guys on the backside. Again, better job of the Will right there, number 41, trying to fit that over the top and not undercut it. Mike's working for width. The nose gets zone away, so he's going to work flat down the line and not get overtaken by the guard. He ends up making the play. Here, good run fit for us. Good job by the nose. Comes off, works up to the Will. Will works over the top. So we out leverage the center right here with the nose. Telling the 5 technique, don't get reached. So it's a good job by him. Working outside with fast flow. Mike's trying to fit, make everybody right. But again, great overall. So for us, hello, sorry about that. We ran the majority of that game. Next week, we ran it a handful of times, and then we ran it in the semifinals a bunch. They had a very similar offensive approach from the team we played in the semifinals. They had a kid who's a sophomore who's going to be really, really good. That we double covered the majority of the game as well, and he did end up catching one on us for a touchdown. He just literally ran by everybody that we had. But again, this was a good adjustment for us, worked well for us in the playoffs, and we feel like what made it possible was that we combined all of our other coverage concepts that we had already practiced and repped and ran throughout the year. And we found ways, we felt like, to get a double on someone else's best guy and still be able to be sound in the run fit and still be able to be sound in the remainder of the coverage without having to introduce new things. And so we didn't necessarily want to play just straight 2-man with a bracket because we didn't feel like, especially in the playoffs when we played some teams that were really, really athletic across the board, we just didn't feel like we could do that with everybody. So we tried to do our best to mix and match and find creative ways to get a bracket on a guy that fit within what we had already practiced throughout the year. And so I hope you guys got something from that. I know I went pretty quick through that. Again, I think hopefully you can see whether you're a 4-down team, a 3-down team, a 3-safety team, there are multiple different ways to do it. It just depends on what your preference is and how you feel the rest of the scheme fits your kids when you do have to devote 2 guys to one of the offensive guys. So, again, a good change-up for us. We didn't run it every snap, but we ran it enough to where we feel like we really discouraged them from trying their best to get the ball to their best player, which at the end of the day is exactly what we wanted. So just a good thing that we kind of got into in the playoffs and was very beneficial for us. And obviously our kids executed it really, really well. And so tip of our hat to our guys for going out and learning it and executing it. But something that's been really, really good for us and always good to have in your pocket, because at some point in time, we're all going to play somebody who's got a dude. And if you can't cover the dude, it can be a long night. We all know that. So, again, encourage you guys to find different ways to get to it. If you want to get a hold of me, I'll put my stuff back up on the screen here. Here's my contact information. Feel free to reach out if you want some of the clips or some of the tape from this presentation. Just reach out to me, shoot me a text, shoot me an email, shoot me a tweet, and your Huddle account information, and I'll share what I have with you guys. But that's all I got. Again, I want to thank Coach for allowing me the opportunity to do this, and just in what is a weird time for all of us and kind of the new normal for all of us right now. I've just been super encouraged with the way the football coaching profession has encouraged professional development, and guys have been willing to share, and guys have been willing to communicate with one another and help each other get better. And I know I've had more X and O's conversations the last couple of weeks, and have gotten some stuff that we're already putting in install meetings with our kids. And I hope some of the stuff that I've shared over the last couple of weeks are beneficial to you guys as well. So if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime, and I will do my best to get back to everybody. But again, thank you for the opportunity. I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. And when we get back to this thing, I hope everybody has a great 2020 season.